So what's going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining me for today's lesson in music theory for metal. Today we're going to be talking about chords. Now, I'll tell a little personal story about chords. I was very reluctant to learn about chords and how to build them and what their overall purpose was in music, not even metal music, but just music in general. And I'm really mad at myself that it took me so long to understand the foundation of chords. And I'm sure a lot of people like yourself potentially have the same exact problem. I'll be completely honest, my ego was through the roof at one point in time when I was a little bit younger. I was like, man, I don't need to know chords. I can shred, I can play any Pantera song I want. You know, I can play any Slipknot song with my eyes closed. You know what I mean? Like, I really was really ignorant, and I didn't want to spend the time to learn chords. And now that I have the knowledge and I know how to apply it and create my own chord shapes, basically, literally you can create your own chords at will once you know what you're doing. And it's really freeing, but it's also, again, frustrating that it took me so long. So if you're one of those people, I highly encourage you to just take 5 minutes a day and just learn about how to build chords. So jumping right into it, we're going to talk about how to build them. So there's a couple chords I'm going to focus on in today's video. The major chord, plain old major chord, the minor chord, the major 7th chord, the minor 7th chord, the dominant 7th chord, the add 9 power chord, and the mega add 9 power chord, as I like to call it. I coined that phrase myself, patent pending, so be on the lookout for that. So jumping right into it, what is a major chord? Well, as I said before in previous lessons, everything in music, literally everything in music, is derived off of the major scale, the major side of things, right? So the major chord, or a major chord, is like the first starting foundation for building chords. Everything after that, like a flat, a sharp 9, a flat 5th, a diminished 7th, you know, like all that stuff is derived from the major chord shape. And all a major chord is the 1, the 3, and the 5 of your root of your key, basically. So for this video, I'm going to use C major, the key of C, because it's the easiest one to understand, because there's literally no sharps or no flats in that key signature. It's just C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. All right. So if I'm using C major as my 1, as my center of this piece that I'm working on, hypothetically, as my key, C, the 1, 3, 5 formula is C, E, and G. There's no sharps, no flats. That is literally, if I were to play a C, an E, and a G right now, that's a major chord, okay? Now a minor chord is very simple. It's just a flat third. So now it's 1 flat third 5, or C, E flat, and G, okay? You with me so far? It's pretty easy, right? Now a major 7th is just adding the 7th to the 5th. So what do I mean by that? So you know C, E, G is 1, 3, 5. That creates a major chord. Well, all you have to do now is go 1, 3, 5, 7, and that is C, E, G, and B. So once you have C, E, G, and B on your fretboard, that's a major 7 chord. Next, dominant 7. Very similar to the major 7. All you have to do is flatten that 7th. So now it's C, E, G, and B flat. Minor 7th is a little bit different. It's the flat 3rd and the flat 7th. So it's C, E flat, G, and B flat. All right, so I hope that's making sense, okay? Next chord is the add 9 power chord. Now, this is like when we start to get into the metal side of things, which I'll get to in a little bit. I'm just trying to spell out chords and how to build them, all right? So an add 9 power chord is root 5th, so 1, 5, and then 9. So again, when you go past your octave, so again, for the example, key of C, you know, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. We're at 8 now. Next one in line is the 9th. If you go C, D. So now it goes C, G, and then the high D. All right, that's an add 9 power chord. There's also like some other names I've seen on other websites where it's like a sus2, a suspended 2, but that's really not the case, because that's a whole nother video. But just know it as it's a add 9 power chord, okay? And the full fleshed out 9 chord is 1, 3, 5, 9. So as opposed to 1, 5, 9, you're just putting your 3rd back into that chord. All right, so basically you could just go down the whole rabbit hole of chords and how to write them out and how to spell them out and how to name them, basically. But guys, in layman's terms, man, all you have to do is just know your major scale and your key that you want to be building chords off of, and then you can literally just have the freedom to put them anywhere on your fretboard once you know the notes on your fretboard. So guys, this is pretty much just music theory 101. It hasn't been applied to metal. But what's awesome is you can build riffs off of these chord shapes and stuff, okay? So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to change gears real quick. I'm going to flip on my other camera for a little side shot, and then I'll show you how to build these chords, all right? All right, guys, so now I have my guitar ready to go. I got the Will Putney suite loaded up, and now I'm going to show you how to build these chords. For this example, for this video, guys, we're going to be doing everything in root position, meaning the root of my chord is going to be the lowest note. It's going to be in the bass. We'll get to inversions later on. That's a whole nother thing. But for right now, I'm just going to show you how to build chords using your fretboard and using your knowledge of, hey, I know where all these notes are, okay? So starting off, we're just going to do a plain old power chord, just for a point of reference. For all these examples, guys, I'm going to be using D, okay? That's the 5th fret and drop A. That's a D. All right, so plain old power chord, root 5th. We know that, right? So now, if you just add this next note underneath it, that's still a power chord. Reason being is that's D-A-D. D-A-D. That's still root 5th root. That's a power chord, okay? So now we can use that shape and start building some really, really cool sounds. All right, so now I'm going to show you how to build a plain old major chord, okay? Drop A. Doesn't matter what tune you're in. If you're in a drop tuning, this all applies. Just kind of do the little calculations. But all these shapes are applicable for all your tunings, okay? So 5th fret, that's a D. So now we know 1, 3, 5 for the key of D is D, F sharp, and A based on our whole steps and half steps. You know, all that basic pattern that we went over for about 2-3 videos now. So it's D, F sharp, A. The A is open. That's my 3rd string, or my my 5th string, excuse me. That's just a plain old major chord, okay? 1, 3, 5. So now we can just build a D minor chord, because all we have to know now is, hey, we have to flatten that 3rd, right? So we go 1, or excuse me, yeah, 1, flat 3rd. Sounds kind of evil. Sounds like we're kind of getting to the metal side of things. So it's 5, 1, fret numbers, excuse me. 5, 1, open. That's a D minor chord using your 7th string in your drop tuning. Pretty cool, right? But you can also build a D minor chord with another way. So I'll go, that's my power chord, right? And then I throw my F on the 8th fret of my A string. That's also a D minor chord. And then guess what? If I move that F up, that's a D major chord. So again, I hope you guys are starting to see, like, if you just know where you are on the fretboard, and you just know, like, hey, I have these chord notes that I need to hit and flesh out anyway using my 4 fingers, you really can get anything out of it. And it's really, really fun. It's cool. And you can really just not, like, stick to your little tab books of, like, oh, this is a D major. You know what? Like, that's a D major. You know what I mean? Like, you can, like, create your own, like, I like, get, like, not mad, you know, but I get, like, you know what? I'm not going to play rinky-dink music. I'm going to play my own music. And it's still the same thing. So it's really cool. I just really like that. I like how I have that liberty. All right, guys, next chord we're going to do is the major 7th. So it's 1, 3, 5, 7. So D, A, C sharp, F sharp. That's 5, 5, 4, 4 on my fretboard. So again, it's cool because I'm using drop tunings to play like musical, like real traditional, I can't do a quotes right here, but you know what I mean? Like I'm playing traditional styles of music theory, like a major 7th. You would never play a major 7th in metal, but all of a sudden, I'm in a drop tuning. Now I can play a major 7th chord. It's so cool. All right, so now again, all you have to do for a dominant 7th is just flatten that 7th. So you go 1, 5, flat 7, and 3. That's a dominant 7th, a D dominant 7th. And you can start chugging on a D dominant 7th. Like, ah, man, it's so cool. I love it. I love it. Okay, and again, for a minor 7th, all I have to do now is flatten the 3rd and the 7th. So I've already flattened the 7th in this shape. So now all I have to do is just take off my middle finger, put it on the 3rd fret. I'll bar it here. D minor 7. Really cool stuff, guys. I hope you guys are getting it. I love it. All right, guys, now I'm going to switch gears real quick, okay? Now let's just say I'm using A as an example. I'm no longer in drop tuning. I'm going A, 5th fret, E, 7th fret, and B, 9th fret. Now, what is that? That's called it's got several names, but basically it's an add 9 power chord because that's root 5th, and then you add the B because if you know the octave higher than this A is here, and then you just have to go up one whole step to get your 9. And I call this chord shape, I'll show you here, I call that the floods chord because, like, let me see here. Different tuning, but you get what I'm saying? Like that whole shape, that whole solo is based off of this shape. Wait. I love that. So I've always been a huge fan of this chord. I think it just sounds really, really, really pretty, honestly. Really pretty chord. All right, guys, so now I'm going to use the D shape again, just real quick to show you what a full-fledged out add 9 chord is. It's 1, 3, 5, 9. So again, I'm in drop tuning. So D, A, F sharp, and then E. Oops. Now this is, I'll be honest, this is pretty hard for metal because you're having a crazy stretch from 5 to 9, and you're not hitting your D string here. You're kind of ghosting that one. But again, just using it as an applicable example when you're having a drop tuning, all right? And my favorite chord, guys, when I'm using a drop tuning, using a 7th string, I call it the mega add 9. I'll be completely transparent. I'm sure there's some kind of weird, dorky kind of name for this chord, but basically, it's an add 9 shape, the add 9 power chord shape, the flood shape as I call it. It's that shape, but then you have a power chord on top of it. So I'll show you how to build it. So D, A, D on your 5th fret, then you throw your middle finger, 7th fret on the A, and then you put your E on the 9th fret. So it's this shape. Then you just bar the 6th and the 7th string. Really cool sound. So all in all, guys, I hope what you're getting out of this lesson is you can build chords any way you want, man. You don't have to stick to the bedroom chords that are in all the millions and millions of different, like, guitar lessons book or like theory books. It's so frustrating for guys and girls like you and I that, like, where we're like, okay, here's a D, D major, but like it has literally zero applicability for when you're trying to play your own stuff in heavier tunings. But at the same time, it's extremely liberating because you can give the middle finger to those books basically and say, you know what, I know the theory, I know how to build these chords, I can literally build these chords myself using the theory that I know, and I don't need your stupid little, Mary Had a Little Lamb book. I can do it on my own. So guys, I hope you found this video very helpful and very liberating because, again, guys, I've been in that situation where many guitar players are that are in the metal side of things, or even hard rock. We're like, yeah, I want to play heavy, but I still want to know what I'm doing, right? And I still want to know what these chords mean and like how to build them, and like just I want to know, like, I want to connect the dots from like here's theory, here's metal, but the two don't talk. I'm trying to get you guys to understand that they do talk, and there's ways around, your mom and dad's guitar theory book or a guitar for beginners. I'm telling you. So guys, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, please like and share it if you found it informational and educational. It really mean the world to me. As well as if you're brand new to my channel, you've been watching to this point in time, thank you so much. If you want to consider hitting that subscribe button, it'd mean the world to me. Alright boys, I'm out of here. Stay metal. I'll see you guys next time.